October 5th each year is Global James Bond Day, celebrating the launch of the first James Bond movie by Eon Productions, Dr. No, way back in 1962. In 2022, we're also celebrating 60 years of James Bond movies produced by Eon Productions. But we here at SpyMovieNavigator.com think Global James Bond Day is even a bigger event this year and really throughout the year. Ian Fleming's super spy James Bond came into being with the launch and publication of Casino Royale in 1953, Ian Fleming's first James Bond novel. So yeah, we have 60 years of James Bond Ian movies, but another 9 years of James Bond. And there are many celebrations throughout the world on Global James Bond Day. There are special music concerts featuring the James Bond theme songs and more. There are special theater events showing the movies on the big screen. There are parties with people dressed to the nines and fun throughout the world. For the 60th anniversary on October 4th, there was a huge concert at Royal Albert Hall in London. How cool is that? But James Bond has had a tremendous impact on the world. When Fleming wrote his first novel, it really boosted up the British spirit not long after World War II ended, painting the UK still as a world power and leader, and having this super spy make things right in the world, regardless of who the enemy was. Nothing could stop the British super spy, James Bond. Bond was a globe-trotting super spy who was dedicated to Queen and country and always did whatever he needed to do to get his mission accomplished. Another feather in the cap for the UK. And besides the real-world feeling that it bolstered for the people of the UK, it really has had a tremendous impact on millions of people throughout the world. Yes, millions of us enjoyed and still enjoy going to the theater to see a new James Bond movie. Very few movie franchises come close to accomplishing what the James Bond movie franchise has accomplished. But it is really more than movies. So many authors and scholars have studied the Ian Fleming manuscripts and have taken it upon themselves to write books about James Bond. Stephen J. Rubin's The James Bond Movie Encyclopedia is a tremendous addition to any Bond library. So well done with tremendous details and facts about the James Bond movies. John Cork co-authored 3 James Bond books, including the James Bond Encyclopedia and James Bond The Legacy, with Bruce Skively, and Bond Girls Are Forever, the Women of James Bond, that he co-authored with one of the Bond girls, Miriam Dabo, from The Living Daylights. And there are tons of other books, like the early James Bond Bedside Companion by Raymond Benson, which led Raymond to be contacted by the Ian Fleming book publishers, and he became the first American author to be authorized to write continuation novels, of which he wrote 6. And he did 3 novelizations of Pierce Brosnan's James Bond movies. Wow! All right, tons more authors have jumped in, affecting thousands of more people with their wonderful work. The Ian Fleming Foundation is dedicated to locating vehicles used in James Bond movies, restoring them and making them available to the public to see. We saw the Bond in Motion exhibit in London a few years ago, and now Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles, California in the U.S. has a Bond in Motion exhibit in 2022, and it is supposed to be spectacular, even better than the London exhibit. So it's going on right now. This is a fabulous experience to see the vehicles actually used in the Bond movies. If you get a chance, go see it. Then there's props and the other items. There are thousands of props and reproductions of items, gadgets, scale model cars and vehicles, games, and more of all things James Bond. Again, affecting millions of people worldwide with such wonderful reminders of some of our favorite movies. 007.com offers many of these items every day, and there are real props actually used in the movies that you can find at auctions and from collectors, so you can own a real part of that movie history. The clothing, the watches, the accessories that are Bond can be found and purchased and worn. Wow. Movies? Yeah, but way beyond movies. This is all part of the celebration of Global James Bond Day, and really, the day, October 5th, is just one day. But fans of James Bond, well, we celebrate this phenomenon all year round. On SpyMovieNavigator.com, we have tons of materials on James Bond. We have over 70 podcast episodes out on our show, Cracking the Code of Spy Movies, on the James Bond movies, manuscripts, interviews with crew or cast members, and lots more. One of the most popular ones is a two-parter with Roberto Schaefer, the director of photography for Quantum of Solace. He tells some great backstories and has tons of insights. So, Global James Bond Day, it ripples through the entire year. So have a listen to some fun, detailed episodes on James Bond. You will always discover something new. And there are many other James Bond podcasts, YouTube channels as well, all impacting thousands more people than just the reach of the movies themselves. Check out our colleague, David Zariski, with his company, The Bond Experience, for interesting content and videos. Terrific stuff. And check out our Cracking the Code of Spy Movies YouTube channel as well for unique videos all about spy movies. And then there's the music. James Bond. The James Bond theme song is known throughout the world. Who doesn't know this? And some of the best songs have come out of the James Bond theme song collection. Goldfinger, From Russia with Love, For Your Eyes Only, Skyfall, Writings on the Wall, and so many others. Wow. Another whole industry supporting and enhancing and growing the Bond phenomenon throughout the world. An entire world industry has developed around James Bond. Yes, it is global and way beyond the movies. Millions of dollars are spent each year in the James Bond world, and it continues to grow. James Bond fans are very vocal through all the social media channels like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and more. So yeah, Global James Bond Day represents all of the things we're talking about here, and lots more. So, we celebrate along with Eon Productions and all the world on Global James Bond Day because this world can use some fun celebrations, and James Bond is still a significant part of our entertainment landscape. Congratulations to Eon Productions for their steadfast support, development, and production of fabulous James Bond movies and their help in building a worldwide phenomenon in James Bond. The millions and millions of us out here affected by all things James Bond, thank you. Now, here's to
Bond. James Bond.
Thanks for listening. And remember to please subscribe to our channel, Cracking the Code of Spy Movies, right now. All right. Thanks.